Trump targets college accreditation process in new executive order. President Donald Trump took aim at the college accreditation process with a new executive order Wednesday, his latest move to exact control over America's higher education institutions. The order, first reported by the Wall Street Journal, targets the federal government's process for deciding what colleges and universities can access billions of dollars in federal student loans and Pell Grants, a significant source of indirect revenue for many of those institutions. The executive order asks the Secretary of Education to hold higher education accreditors accountable, including through denial, monitoring, suspension, or termination for poor performance or violations to the Federal Civil Rights Act, a White House official said ahead of the signing. It also directs the Attorney General and the Secretary of Education to investigate and terminate unlawful discrimination by American higher education institutions, including law schools and medical schools, the official said. Education Secretary Linda McMahon pointed to the idea that universities be a meritocracy, a theme the White House often stresses to as they attempt to take aim at diversity, equity, and inclusion in education and the workforce. The action was spearheaded by Trump's Domestic Policy Council, the White House official said, as part of ongoing efforts by Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller and others to advance the president's agenda on higher education. Trump signed several other executive orders on Wednesday afternoon aimed at restructuring and reconfiguring the Education Department a week after his administration announced a sweeping $2.2 billion funding freeze on Harvard University, setting up a major clash over academic freedom, federal funding, and campus oversight. One action aimed to ensure schools train students in the use of artificial intelligence. That's a big deal, Trump said while signing the order. We have literally trillions of dollars being invested in AI, he added. The executive order ensures that institutions properly train children and young Americans in AI tools so that they can be competitive in the economy as AI becomes more dominant. White House Staff Secretary Will Sharf said ahead of the signing ceremony. Another order, Harvard has an endowment of over $50 billion. So why do federal cuts of a few billion matter? Even assuming the administration now wishes to take back its litany of breathtakingly intrusive demands, it appears to have doubled down on those demands through its deeds in recent days. Actions speak louder than words. A statement from a Harvard spokesperson reads in part. The spokesperson noted the letter was signed by 3 federal officials, placed on official letterhead, was sent from the email inbox of a senior federal official, and was sent on April 11th as promised. The letter marked the latest in several battles across the country between prestigious universities and the Trump administration. The White House has also demanded other elite U.S. colleges make key policy changes as it threatened federal funds critical to research in medicine and other scientific fields. Last month, apparently conceding to administration demands, Columbia University made policy changes in a dispute over federal funding, including restrictions on demonstrations, new disciplinary procedures, and immediately reviewing its Middle East curriculum, on the heels of President Donald Trump's revocation of $400 million in federal funding over campus protests. Here's how we got here. Harvard emerged as the first elite U.S. university to publicly rebuke the White House's demands.
Obviously deeply disappointing and a real blow, not just to Harvard, but to higher education across the United States. It's not exactly unexpected. The Trump administration has been threatening to withhold and then withholding millions and then billions of dollars from some of the leading institutions of higher education in the country. The impacts of those cuts will be severe, not just to cutting-edge research, cures for cancer, cures for diseases, studies that try to understand the most cutting-edge technology, but also all of the work that happens at these universities with respect to how we study our history, the things that are essential to our democracy. There's a lot that happens at these universities that are essential to having a free democracy, and that's, I think, exactly the reason why they're all under attack. So the impact is significant, but I'm really proud to see Harvard standing up to fight.
Harvard said it would not follow policy demands from the administration.
Well, I think the Trump administration's decision to cut $2.2 billion from Harvard tonight makes clear just how essential this lawsuit is and how critical this fight is, and why it's so important for Harvard and really every university in the country to take a stand at this critical moment, because this is a clear, unquestionable violation of First Amendment rights. You mentioned some of the demands that the administration has made of Harvard. It includes things like trying to appoint a federally named oversight official to do an audit of every course, every department at Harvard to see if we have ideological balance to meet the Trump administration's test for what we teach and what we say at these universities.
The White House says it is still leaving the door open to negotiation with the university.